Hello everyone! Thanks to an assist from a extremely generous and super duper trusting subscriber, G Tony. I'm going to be able to review the ThreeZero Core Rangers Mighty Morphin Power Ranger 6-pack with the Green Ranger. Isn't that awesome?
T-Man 978 Chill Review.
This box is very thick because they are 1/6 scale. It's really heavy. And yeah, let me open it and mess with these things. This is this side of the box right here. Here's this. Here are these guys. And isn't that hilarious? These are the ones that got kicked off the show. And then over here it says it's Morphin time. It didn't want to open all at once at first, but now I see it does. And here they are in their tomb. So I'm gonna take them out. I know I'm gonna probably take out the Green Ranger, probably the Pink Ranger, maybe one of the other Rangers like the Red Ranger. Mess with them. I'm pretty sure they all have the same articulation and whatnot. But we shall see. I'll come back to you. Okay. If you want 1/6 scale Power Rangers that look realistic with actual soft goods, fabric goods, clothing, then here you go. This is probably all you need to see. I don't collect 1/6 scale, but ever since I've been wanting them forever. And ever since I actually came into contact with them and actually handled some, I started having differing opinions on that because the quality of the actual figure underneath of the clothing has not blown me away. Now, TB League, I do have a couple of TB League figures. Those blow me away. Seamless bodies with actual weight and heft, and they can pretty much pull off any pose. Yeah, these fit in the line with what I felt as far as Hot Toys, where they feel like retro G.I. Joe bodies with up-to-date clothing and whatnot, and up-to-date sculpting or up-to-date body frames. I have not messed with their signature weapons, but I have spent a lot of time messing with them. As you can see, I have them posed. It's pretty much, like I said, all the males have the same body and both of the two females have the same body, which is a bad thing. Let me get the negative things out of the way first, and then I'll get into what's good, everything else about them. But there aren't too many negatives, but there are negatives. So let me just get them out of the way, and then I can talk about everything else. Negatives. For whatever reason, they made the universal hinge in their wrist skin tone. So that should have just been white. You wouldn't even notice that when you have to bend the hand to get poses. So I don't like that. Ankle pivot, or it's on a double ball post. That. I was not trying to do that. I was just trying to wiggle it so I can actually show you this. But depending on how far you bend the ankle pivot, and it's not that far, you're going to make the foot pop off. And there you go with the skin tone joint. One more thing about the ankles being on a ball joint. The ankles are on a ball joint. That means the rest of the weight of the body is on that joint. And ball joints aren't known to be the most stiffest thing ever. So over time, it could potentially start wearing out. I mean, there are things you can do to fix it, like put floor polish and whatnot on there. But yeah, they should have thought about that. And the last thing I'll say about the male body as a complaint, the belts and some of the stuff, like some of the quality of this looks like a Party City costume. I'm not sure how much this set is, but I'm pretty sure it's well over $300. And if it's over $300 to me, then it costs too much. But let me get to the females because I have more complaints with them. But let me use this as an example because this is going to be one of my complaints. You see this neck? That is spectacular. All of this is happening at the top of here. It's not even using. Oh wait, no, I'm lying. That is moving. The neck is moving right there. So wow, you see that's good. That is awesome. Now let me get into the female version of that situation. I can move her neck, but it just keeps going back into the pose. So basically, she can rotate her head. And the Yellow Ranger is the exact same. You can't really do anything besides swivel the neck. She can't look up, can't look down, because it's made differently. Even though there's a ball right there, it's not on that double ball post as you saw. And when you move this neck, whatever system that the male Rangers have, the female Rangers don't have that. For whatever reason, even though females are more flexible than men, typically, they didn't think it was important to give her double jointed elbows. Same for the Yellow Ranger. So that's a hindrance. And the males have a traditional thigh rotation or hip rotation. This doesn't. They tried to keep all of this as one sculpt so it works like a McFarlane figure. You can twist it right there. There is a thigh rotation, but the sculpt stops it because that butt piece is all one part. It stops it from rotating outward. With that out of the way, let's get into some of the positives, like the blade blaster right here. Look at this. I never knew this thing had so much detail after messing with the lightning collection blade blasters. It has purposeful wear paint on there, and it does everything that this thing should do. Or you've seen them do in a cartoon, like they can bring out the handle, slide this forward, and now they can shoot. Or you bring this back down, and I'm not gonna lie, the way this feels when I push that forward, I fear scraping the white paint. But close that, and you can get this blade out, which that is super duper difficult. I've had to use the pointy end of the spudger to try to get it out. Like, there's nothing, they didn't think to put any type of little grippy thing to grab it because it rotates underneath of this. So let me get at this and get it. There we go. Got it going. Well, look at the detail on even that. So this is really nice. Here she is holding this. And that's what it looks like in her hand. Shoot, 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 shoot. Pow, 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 pow. And since I started off pretty much with articulation, let's just finish. The shoulders go out to there. They're on a ratchet, as you can hear. I believe there's like a tiny bit of butterfly in there. The upper torso on the females and the males have like a rubbery skin underneath of here. So it's probably it's being blocked by that. And actually, I don't think she has a butterfly joint because I just popped her arm out the daggone socket. So there's that. She has the single jointed elbow that swivels right there, and on the one side it looked like it was 90 degrees. She has the universal wrist. It's hindered by this, but it can go up and down, but it is very hindered. One thing I didn't mention about the male figures is When you pop their hands off, the universal wrist seems to pop off with it, which is frustrating. Now, she does have an upper torso joint. You'll have to use this since she can't look up and down. You'll have to use body language. And it can rotate and whatnot. Does it rotate at the bottom? Barely. That's fighting me. The legs go out to about there. That's just about as comfortable as I feel doing that. Can kick up. Bend there. I showed off the thighs. And this. Can't really go back and forward that much. This cuff definitely, this and this is a separate piece, but that is definitely hindering things. And for the people worried, because I definitely was worried, I was able to pop that back into the socket. I thought I probably broke the peg, but since I was still able to do this, I knew I didn't break it. Well, let's get to a male ranger. You saw the neck. Necks are great. These do have a butterfly joint, a definite butterfly joint under there. Swivel right there. Double jointed elbow. Universal wrist. And let me just show you this. That's what I'm talking about. This comes out every time. And you have to get a tool up and using a spudger to pry that out there when you want to switch the hands. But yeah, upper torso, pretty much the same as the female. I'm noticing some color bleed right there on this particular finger. And his waist definitely moves. And it is so weird when you hold a figure that has actual butt sculpted under the clothes. It feels real weird messing with that. But since their thighs are made different, you can actually swivel right there. In fact, no. It has an actual cut right there. You can see it. He has the double jointed knees that bend that much. And the ankles are pretty much just like the females. You ain't getting much without popping it off. I mean, that's a good ankle tilt right there. But coming forward and back, no, not really at all. I didn't mention this, but the belts can come off if you move this. This covers the actual clip. And these gun holsters can actually move right there. I guess I'll show their helmets now. Their helmets are really good and they're really hefty. Made out of good plastic. Like, the helmets seem to be the definite money in this set. Because they feel nice. Like, you can even just pop these off and have these on display if you ever got sick of looking at the actual full-on Ranger. But that is the Red Ranger. Here is the pink. They all have the outline and whatnot. I don't know if this is actually accurate for him, where it's just the outline just comes to a stop. Let's get the Yellow Ranger. And I guess I can show their morphers up close. It doesn't appear that these come off. And I don't see any like instruction manual in there. So let's just see the Mastodon head. He has a silver outline. Either silver or white. But that's nice. Dragon Zord. It actually has silver teeth. And Triceratops. he has a mix of the white outline and black outline. So that's cool. And let's look at the Morphin up close. Actual order in the way they actually said it. I could edit it that way, but I'm not. They all have a 3-0 mark on the bottom of their foot, by the way. Let me just show you all this. I do not feel like killing myself even more than I'm doing. But every figure has 7 sets of hands, technically. The ones they come packaged with, and then varying things like little random gestures with the open hand, a chop gesture, being able to hold the arrow for Kimberly, and other hands for being able to hold specific weapons. Whatever you need them to do, it's most likely in here. Not everybody has like a claw-shaped grip or anything, but yeah, this is another arrow holding hand. But you get the picture. I don't want to show each and every single one of these hands. Here's the point in the video where I'm saying, if you're still watching this right now, please, if you haven't clicked like, click like. You're obviously like it. And push pause right now and share this video to somewhere. Facebook, Twitter, well, not Instagram. Somewhere where they can actually click the link. I appreciate you in advance. This is a lot of work right here. Anywho, this is the Black Ranger with his power axe. And here's one problem I have. In his sets of hands, he does not have a big grip hand. This hand is really designed to hold the trigger, and it's like clenched like really tightly. So I had to like risk opening that so he can hold that like that. But let's let you see this. Much like the Blade Blaster, it has painted on scuffs and wear and tear and whatnot. It has the Mastodon. It has the molded in parts. For the combination, which I have not tried yet, this can slide forward. I believe you have to do that. And let's try to get this in his hand. Now he comes with this cupping hand. So I'm guessing he's supposed to be left-handed. So that's what I'm going to do for him. There you are. Kimberly's bow is interesting because it still says Zyuranger on there. Or Zyuranger. That's what they originally were called in Japan. This is made out of some good plastic right here. Painted. And this actually, elastic, I could probably shoot this arrow right here, which does have wear paint on it. Which I wouldn't even imagine that being a thing, since she pretty much just pulls these out of thin air. And as you can see here, since that string is actually elastic, finally an action figure can actually kind of hold a bow accurately. Look at that. Look at that. Look at it. Yay! Here's the Blue Ranger with the power lance. His is actually interesting too. It does something that I wouldn't even imagine that it did. But you can actually take these and it telescopes, not once, but even twice. One issue that I see it running into is when it's collapsed. Not this one so much, but I believe it's this one. It like spins a little bit too loose, collapsed. But you can elongate it. Both of them. And here is the extended version of that. So yeah, that's nice. Let's let you see this up close. All of them have the Morphin symbol on there, or the coin. His has some scuffage paint, but it's not as dramatic as like the power axe. Here are the power daggers. I believe that's what they're called. Never noticed that the claw was bent on one end. It always seemed to be pointy on every other version I've ever had. But yeah, there we are. And here's a sample pose for her. Yay, yay, yay. Here's the power sword. All of these feel like they're made out of some nice plastic. This is more thin than the other weapons, but the thicker weapons definitely feel good. It was attempting to get him in a lightning collection pose that I've been having for a while. The fight around these diamonds are made out of a thicker material. I guess that will be vinyl is what I hear they put on like fabric. And these right here, these definitely, like I complained earlier about, they fight the hand movement as far as moving them out using the universal point. But I wanted to show this. When you kick one leg up and out, it seems to make it easier for you to be able to get the other leg up without fear of ripping and whatnot. And the elastic in the knees is very good. You saw the dragon dagger hanging out right there, but it's just as detailed as you could imagine with the power coin on there and everything. These do not press. There's no function on there. Getting the hands in any type of pose with this was a freaking nightmare. Maybe these hands are supposed to be reversed the other way. Then that's my fault. I should have looked it up, but I didn't. Here you go. Oh, I also need to correct something. I think I said they come with six pairs of hands. It's really 4 pairs of hands each, if I said that wrong. And he has an extra hand because he needs to be able to do this. Green Ranger has an additional weapon, the Sword of Darkness right here. It has like black right there, the gold, the tassel hanging off. So if you want him to be evil when you get him, there you go with this. There's this right here. Yeah, I like it. I like that. The last thing to show off before the weapon combination, can the Green Ranger's armor come off to mimic the time he put it on the Red Ranger and the Black Ranger? I don't know. Like I said, I don't see any instructions with this. And when I just peeled this to see if maybe that snaps, I could hear the glue tearing that holds that together. So I'm going to have to glue that back or leave that for G Tony to glue back. I don't want to risk it. You could watch somebody else's video for that. I'm sorry. But if you wanted to, in theory, these aren't locked on. So you could pop this cuff off and pop that off and put it on the other Rangers. And yeah, you could break that glue because these don't seem to be separating either. So it is possible, but I'm not doing it because it's not my figure and it's not that major to me. Just use your imagination. And he does have the full diamonds up under there, so there is that. In fact, this was stuck right there to one of the diamonds because of the material, more than likely. All right, power cannon combination transformation. It was completely obvious to me that this actually is meant to combine with the bow, but everything else, that's the problem. There is a little dimple right there and right there. You do risk scraping this white paint, but we can shove this. When you get it completely centered, it does shove all the way down there, and we can bring that forward. The sword can fit. It goes like this, and it can fit into that groove right there. Now, but I was like looking like, All right, how do we connect the other parts? And I was like, maybe it connects to the string or something, which the string actually can fit between there, but you don't have to do that. You can just put this here and it's a magnet in there. That is awesome. So that is why these things feel weighty when I was picking them up. But yeah, as you can imagine, with the shape and the magnets, their stability is going to be questionable. So don't shake it about. Of course, they're going to fall off. You see, the power lance is having the most trouble because they're bigger than the power daggers. But, let me attempt to get these things posed holding this. I hope y'all enjoy this. This took me an hour. They're just standing here. It took me an hour to set up. It was like trying to play Jenga with action figures. And I'm still not satisfied. So, I hope you will like it. Here's the main problem. Getting these two right here to hold that while he's holding it. And in the end footage I'm going to put, I had him with an open hand holding that part of the cannon. No, I decided to change it. And this bow does not clip in well. I'm going to attempt. See, yeah, there you go. That is what I was dealing with. His arms are too weak to hold this weapon as well. As far as holding multiple weapons combined to it. So, I'm I'm tired of filming this video. These things, for the price, are worth what they are charging. Typically with hot toys like figures, they're like 200 plus a figure. Now, granted, these do not come with portraits, which I know will turn some people off. Why do I have this guy in front of me? He is the only one with any type of fabric, thread, yarn hanging off. I haven't encountered that with any other figure. But, yeah. For the price, it's worth what they're charging. But, me personally, I'm not a huge fan of the scale. Some of the joints could be tighter. That's my main problem. The actual bodies under the suit don't feel like quality to me. They feel like this is very, very light. I wish it has ratcheted joints or ratcheting system in certain areas, but then you have things like the feet popping off too easy. The hands probably would stay on if it wasn't for these cuffs, but they aren't horrible. If you want them, like I said, they're worth what they're charging. But in fact, they should be a steal for what they're charging. Me, I personally am not going to want to collect these for myself. There are a ton of cool things like this having magnets in it and being able to attach to that bow. I'm guessing, I don't know whether these just have metal and the bow is the magnet, because they aren't sticking to each other, as you just noticed. So it's cool that they threw in the Green Ranger for basically free, and he comes with everything he needs. But yeah, cool set. Like I said, worth it if you want it. Thank you, G Tony, for sending this to me. Thank you all for watching this. Until next time, T-Man978 out here. Now I gotta pack all this stuff up. Isn't that fun? I figured I'd shoot a little bit of behind the scenes right here for this part. This is a nightmare. Attaching this stuff is not important to the end. But I'm getting this in the Red Ranger's hand and having this hand positioned like that. I can't get it specifically straight like they have because the arms don't work like real people arms. But the Black Ranger, I'm just going to detach his hand and wrap it around this right here. And try desperately not to approach the string that can possibly break. But now I see a problem. See how the hand is angled? Oh boy. So, you know what? Maybe not that. And amazingly, that red, the power sword doesn't stay on there that well. Now the Black Ranger does come with this cupping hand. So I'm just going to stand him up and put the hand right there. I'm going to have to, I don't think the Blue Ranger comes with a hand like this. Instead of driving myself crazy, I figured I'd go with the lesser of two evils and just have the Blue Ranger's hand just out like that. Like have the thumb wrapped around it and his hand on there. Oh boy. Ball jointed ankles. I don't think any company should ever do that, especially with big figures like these. To compensate for me not to being able to hold the gun straight, I have his body twisted with the head tilted like that. But now I need to kind of lower things to get the Blue Ranger's hand up here. There we are. And now I'm gonna put the Black Ranger up here. Kind of cupping that. I might go ahead and use the hand that the Blue Ranger is using, because this isn't working out. Holy moly. Because the Red Ranger's knees are bent, I kind of need the Blue and Black Ranger's knees to be bent as well, so they can be perfect with this. But yeah, y'all see what I'm doing. Thank you for watching this video.
Figure action. That one's me.
Join the Syndicate Toy Hunters Facebook group. Link in the description.
Click the videos. Click the fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You should really click these videos. Click the videos. Click those fucking videos, baby. Click the videos. You really should click those videos.
Click that shit.